All right, welcome everyone. We're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we're here for HunterxHunter, episode 133. Ah! Guys, Meruem is starting to remember.
Would you like to play a
contest?
Not a game.
Not a game.
Participate in a contest, not even play.
Why is this word?
This is not play.
This word is killing me.
It's just healthy competition between equals. Yeah. But boy.
Oh man, I just want him to like randomly like have like the word just Komugi just like flash through his mind. And he just goes and just matrixes it and just.
I want Youpi to say like no we're playing a game, right? And then Poof's just like what? No! And then he's like game. But at least Komugi is safely in the cottage in Zef's old sex palace dungeon thing.
Yeah.
So that way
Palm is nearby, I believe.
Or was at some point.
Yeah.
But that way Komugi and Meruem can get nuked together from the comforts of a quaint little home.
Yeah. But guys, this is coming to just some crazy like stuff because we have the whole gone kill thing that hasn't really been like come back to yet, other than Palm just being like what happened to Gone and what and
why does he need a haircut?
Yeah. So this is crazy. This is crazy. So guys, we're hyped. It's HunterxHunter 133. Without further ado, let's get into it. All right, guys, we're gonna start the episode in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 now. Whoa, people!
I'm fabulous.
Yep. Don't you know? The king can hear your thoughts, you know?
Whoa. Oh, because Neferpito's dead.
Yep. Oh. Yeah. Dang.
Yeah. Yeah. In a way.
It's about that. Yeah, the boy wasn't that strong. No, not at all. He's like, conflicting motivations.
Yeah.
You gotta poof, buddy, you gotta poof.
Oh, that's right, the opening.
Yeah. Maria sinicalita, yulidi canicele ku, tenshina hanaki no te, Maria kale. Sayano de akira menalisa, nana suzu deru kokori. Nagala sudini kagalu, you just try again. Yagi no nakite, you just go away. Niga defied its own and the kind of the kagalu. Do down another count, can you care?
You know, that alternate face though that we saw, like that still hasn't been gone into really. Right before Gon goes and explodes and stuff.
He's another I think that was all self-contained.
Yeah, totally could be.
I think it was more referring to the aura distorting the look of his face.
Sure.
But yes, it totally did. Remember when it was like his face went all black and his eyes were swirls of white? And, yeah.
Sure.
But what about Palm?
That could just be like something else.
Yeah.
Although, yeah, there are the scales and everything.
Oh. Hey. Oh.
Okay.
Wow, okay. Awesome. Cool.
You're overthinking this.
Whoa. Oh. Don't? Oh. Whoa. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh. Dang. Oh. Wow. Wow. Yeah. Yeah. Dang. Wow.
Okay.
Yeah. Wow. That's awesome.
All right. Sure. Okay.
All right. Okay, Wealth and the Messenger.
Yep.
Youpi. He's starting to panic. He's starting to panic.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Cool. Okay. Dang. Cool.
Oh boy.
Oh.
Youpi, what happened to you?
Being very, very respectful, but he's like, but why is he so small?
I wonder who would win in a fight. Well, no, he's wounded.
Dang it.
Yeah, this is bad.
Yep. And he was anticipating an exchange. Whoa.
Oh. Is he gonna try and kill
him? Oh my
him?
god, is he gonna kill Youpi? He's thinking about it.
Actually have a chance.
Oh. Oh. Oh my gosh. Oh. Dang.
Oh, but Yupi's not doing good.
No, he's not. Yeah. Let it percolate in your mind. Yes. Yes.
He's even looking where the game used to be.
Yeah. He's gonna sit in the pose.
Oh man.
Oh dang. There's gonna be one piece underneath. There's gonna be one Gungi piece.
That would just be crazy.
Yes!
Oh my god!
Freaking called it!
How did Poof miss that?
He was in a panic.
But there were tons of him.
But maybe they didn't lift everything.
Possibly, but oh man. Oh boy.
He done poofed, goofed.
Yeah, you done poofed.
Oh! Oh, touch it. Kinesthetic. Yeah.
Oh, and it's just like in the ending.
Yep. He doesn't see who, though. Right. Whoa. Oh. Whoa. He's bleeding out of his nose, too. Did you see that?
I didn't.
He bled out of his left nostril. Oh, crap.
Wow.
It's gonna be like, boom, over there. Oh my gosh, wait.
No way. No way.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
And they didn't even show it?
No way. And Palm sees this.
Oh, yeah.
Dang.
Wow.
He made a board.
Oh, yeah,
He
yeah.
made a board.
Scratched it in
Carved
the
it,
ground.
yeah.
Uh-huh.
Oh. Oh my gosh.
Wow.
It's happening.
And Youpi didn't even get to deliver the message.
No.
So maybe that means that Welfin is on his way to deliver the message.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yep.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah.
Sorry, bro, Colgo, you're a little slow in this, but it's okay. Mm-hmm. That was a gone look right there. Yes.
Right.
Humanity.
Right. Different ways that they see to serve the king. Yep.
Exactly. He's like, I still don't get it.
Right. Yeah.
So because she seemed like a package of some kind.
Okay.
Yep. Right. He thought it was some kind of burden that she was carrying or something.
Right.
But now that there's 3, if another wave of N senses again, then.
Except he can.
Wait, but buying time for what?
Who knows?
Whoa. The blood. Both Youpi and the king bled from the nose.
Okay, possibly, but
they were both exposed to the bomb.
Yeah, so it's probably
radiation. It's a residual effect of some kind.
Okay, all right, I'm all for that.
All that's left now is if Poof bleeds from the nose, we know that. Wait, does Palm already know? Yeah, she knows.
Ugh. Okay.
Whoa. Dang. Oh, dang.
Wow.
And there's no hope? There's no hope for him? Omae wa Shinderu?
I mean, maybe if he were to absorb, Poof and...
Possibly.
But...
Okay. Dang. I guess she'll have oxygen, yeah.
Yeah, and she could get herself out of there as long as they don't put something on top.
Right. Okay.
Right. Yeah.
Let's talk, or hide and then talk. Yep. Oh.
Well, yeah, but...
Oh. Dang. That imagery. Wow. Oh, wait a minute. No. Palm can't know. She's not looking at Youpi or Meruem.
But
she's meaning like
but she was watching Poof and she saw Youpi dead.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yep.
Here
Confirmed.
We go.
Here we go. Oh, dang.
Okay.
Whoa. They say in their final moments, people show you who they really are.
Oh.
I'm hyped. Oh my gosh.
But hold on.
This is basically like the ultimate subversion. They're telling us how it's going to end.
But here's the thing. This is episode 133.
Yeah.
So how many episodes are left in the arc? And granted, 2 hours could take a long time.
Oh, yeah.
Episode-wise, but...
Yeah. We could still have a lot more story left.
Yeah.
Because there's not only the actual, lead up to their deaths, there's the recap. Not the recap, but the
aftermath.
The aftermath. Yeah. The things that kind of will, prepare for it. And maybe there are no nukes or anything. It's just no, this one will be so final that, actually, no. They couldn't have guaranteed that Meruem would be there with the other royal guard.
Right. It's just a happy coincidence because they went after the king.
Yeah, so there could still be nukes.
Was really the only one that they would have had to worry about.
Well, one royal guard would have been enough to make, people worried.
Yeah, for sure.
So, yeah.
Okay.
I don't think we are aware of, even 50% of how it's going to end then.
Really?
Yeah. Okay. We have a lot of info to talk about here.
The
main thing is that it seems like the poor man's rose left off some kind of residual radiation or something.
And since they basically just traipsed through it,
they're well, specifically the king. Like, it makes sense actually for the king to maybe survive a little bit longer because he has absorbed all this stuff and everything. But they've all been in close proximity.
But and that also explains why Netero took him away, because it wasn't just for the blast radius. Because the blast radius, it was big, but it wasn't that big, right?
No, it wasn't.
But oh boy!
But he needed him in an enclosed space where he would guarantee him to be infected or at least exposed enough,
with minimal casualties.
With minimal casualties to anyone else, because
there were still the 5 million other people.
Yeah, and also the stuff goes up into the upper atmosphere, so a small amount of it could be dispersed towards these people, maybe. But maybe the wind is going a specific direction,
and the fact
or something.
That Netero was underground. That is a lot.
Like, well, right, but the bomb itself went up into the sky,
right. But like in like
explosion
with like World War II, when they detonated, like, you know, the Fat Boy and such, they specifically made sure that the bombs detonated, you know, high in the air to have there be the maximum possible damage from, you know, radiation and all that stuff. So it probably would have mitigated it a bit. But
the main thing that we can gather from this is that unless something dramatic changes, it's over.
Yeah,
it's over. And I like this because we're now going to make this about the characters themselves. Think about it this way.
Yeah.
You have Poof. And Poof's still alive.
Yeah.
But Youpi's dead.
Yeah.
Youpi is dead.
Youpi, like, and that he died like that. Like, oh boy. Like, I mean, it makes sense because he like most of his energy and stuff was gone. So like, Welfin probably could have killed him if the radiation whatever stuff didn't.
Well, in fact, there's no definite conclusion
that is what happened.
Yeah, we don't know whether the poison killed him or not. If anything, it might have been the poison just made him, and then he was, then he was killed.
Right.
Because, the answering of the questions and such.
Right. He just wasn't able to answer the questions in 5 seconds. Yeah.
Sure, yeah. So, Poof, however, is in a weird place because we don't know what he's told the king, if anything, yet. But the king demanded that he tell him stuff, so maybe Poof is doing I'll give you 20% and
but
meter it out.
Poof is panicking, but he's also starting to realize how alone he is. He might change up his dynamic because he's. I mean, even though he doesn't know that Neferpito's dead yet, he knows
smart
something's
enough.
up. He's smart enough to know something's up and all that. And now Youpi's dead. And
now he's fearing for his own life because he's potentially dying. Now this is something that I feel like Poof would catch on to faster than even the king. Is that Poof has all these crazy abilities and stuff, right? I think he would have maybe enough understanding to be able to go, okay, what's going on internally with me? Oh, this is something bad. Okay, this is bad. I need to make sure that I'm going to be able to get what I want out of this. But the main thing that's awesome here is if Poof is dying, and Meruem is dying, what happens to Poof?
It's a great question
because his whole goal is basically to have the king be who the king the king he wanted.
And even if Meruem wasn't dying, here's the thing, because if Meruem wasn't dying, I could see Poof basically potentially killing himself so that Meruem never finds out. If Meruem's like, you have to tell me, and he's like, I'm sorry, sir, and then poof, right? Yeah, exactly. However he does it. But the fact that Meruem already has started to remember so much, like he even scratched the Gungi board into the floor with the pieces and everything. Poof knows that his fun game that he's been playing,
this game is over. It's going to be over in a few moves.
Right, exactly.
All he has to do now is choose what his last 10 moves will be.
Exactly. So I'm really curious to see how they handle it. Now, And it's going to be great from a character perspective. Absolutely amazing. I am a little bit like, oh, okay, like a little bit disappointed if that they're setting up the king will die thing as such a casual thing, because even though there's the shock factor of like, oh yeah, they're already dead, it's kind of just sort of brought up as a Palm sort of stating it kind of a thing.
I thought it was pretty like, she is like the oracle.
Totally.
She
literally had the crystal ball.
Yeah, exactly. And she has, her ability to perceive so much.
Yep.
And she's divined this information through her observations. And also, it seems like in the same way in that Ikalgo has retained a lot of his human memories, it seems like maybe Palm is aware of a plan that was put into place, before any of this even happened. And she's like, no, it doesn't matter. And this is where I want to put out a theory right here. We've really been hard on the idea of nuke bombardment, everything dies, That could still happen.
Sure, just to be absolutely sure.
And this is where I think that Palm might be speaking from either this or the whole idea of the them being essentially irradiated by the bomb. Is that she's saying the king will die in a few hours. But it might be that the radiation kills him in 40 minutes,
Right.
And she's basically saying, well, if that doesn't kill him, the bombs will. And this is the thing that is a little bit interesting, and maybe a thing that I'd say it's probably the only thing that adds a lot to this theory, is that she said, I know this is cruel. We're kind of like them. And I was like, wait a minute, how?
Yeah,
because it seemed like that line didn't fit with what they were currently building up, right?
because what they were talking about was how they were going to do an exchange, right? And that doesn't seem cruel.
Well, they were going to buy time specifically until they make the exchange, and it's that there was the threat of Knuckle and Melioron dying during that time.
Sure, but now they're buying time probably specifically so that
until the king dies.
Yeah. So that way, if they do the exchange and there's a problem, they still have that backup plan or something, like so that maybe they don't. So that maybe they don't have to do the exchange.
And that's why I think that there's a potential that Palm might be,
and that's why it's cool.
hiding something here.
Okay,
is that if she's aware that they're going to nuke this place, she's basically giving herself up to die, and the reason why they're hiding Komugi is not let's put her in a place no one will find her. It's that, the king's going to be looking for her, which means that the king can't sense her. Let's keep him here because this is where the bombs are going to go off.
Right.
And as long as he's here for the next few hours and we buy him enough time, then our sacrifice will mean something.
That could totally be the case.
And she wouldn't tell Ikalgo that.
Because there's also a much simpler explanation.
True, totally.
They're buying time for him to die, and the reason it's cruel is because that she was able to figure out that the king cares about Komugi a lot.
Yes.
What their plan is, ideally, is to keep the king away from his loved one until he dies.
Yes. And that is my other side of the theory, and I'm saying that the only reason why I thought that the bomb thing is a thing is because the imagery of the stepping on the ant pile from on high, crunch.
Yep.
Does that not seem like a metaphor for massive bombs?
Yep.
I'm just saying that was my only reason why I wanted that theory. But I like your theory way more than mine.
Especially since the bug, there were all the ants, but then the bug in the center, the beetle or whatever it was already dead.
Yes.
So it's basically like, but let's just make sure, now. Yeah. But with what they did with the whole thing of the blood and the irradiated whatever, however that works. The stuff with Palm, it was still telling for the most part rather than showing. They did the showing bit with Youpi and with Poof, and that little bit with Meruem, which I totally missed the bleeding out the nose thing.
Yeah, but it was very quick. It was just out of his left nostril.
And if anything, I feel like this, and again, 2 hours. They can do a lot in 2 hours because, however the pace they want it to do. But I hope it isn't something that's over too quickly because that's where I feel like they can really milk it for all it's worth. And if there was something where...
We have 15 episodes left?
Correct. 15 episodes left in the entire show.
I would say they could do it in 5.
Yeah, and they could have it
and have it be around a cooler length of extra stuff afterwards.
And I guess the main thing that I'm getting at is that I would have loved to have Palm saying the king is going to die come like maybe later. Come 2 episodes later, so we see them start to die. Like we see that they're dying. You know, I think that the visual thing of the nose and stuff is basically Palm just telling us what that means. Yeah, I get that. But I would have liked to have a bit more, like...
You would rather no-nose stuff showing.
No, not the no-nose stuff.
Okay.
The no-nose.
The no-nose.
It's that even though that I feel like it's a conclusion that we could have easily come to, is that, they're all bleeding. Okay, yeah, they're irradiated, you know, whatever. They're in trouble. They're probably going to die, yeah.
Yeah.
The fact that they gave that explanation immediately made it seem like they didn't trust that we would be able to put 2 and 2 together, and then it also can take away some of the suspension of basically
the suspense, really.
The suspense. That's right, not suspension. This isn't a car. Some of the suspense of the idea of what's going to happen, right? Because for a character like Meruem, right?
Okay.
Mm-hmm. I don't want it to be something where it's like, and you know they're going to die in this amount of time because of this thing, you know.
So this is why I was saying towards the end of it, I think we only know about 50% of the ending.
Oh, yeah, go into that.
So the reason why is because I had my little Joker line. You see, in their final moments, people show you who they really are.
And hey, if that's how they make it go, then that would be amazing.
This is where I actually think things are going to be a little bit crazy. Is that okay, here's where things can get really crazy. We have, I would say, at least 2 more episodes left. We have at least. I would be very disappointed if things ended in the very next episode.
Oh,
if things ended in 2 episodes, I think that would still be a little bit short.
Yeah.
I'd say 2 would be just barely passable. I think 4 would probably be perfect. But anyways, okay. I think that we're in a situation where the ants are going to realize. Like specifically the Royal Guard, Meruem and Poof. They're just
just Poof and Meruem.
Yeah, they're just going to be like, what do I want? And for Meruem, this is where I'm like, oh my God, I've been waiting for this. Because I feel like in some ways, the memory loss thing was a little bit of a nerf for the sake of kind of slowing down the plot, drag out a little bit. Yeah, because otherwise things would be over a little bit quicker. But the thing is that if Meruem, came back to life with his memories, I think one of the first things that he would have done is freak out and go straight to Komugi and just cradle her and be like, "Are you all right?
Yeah.
Are you all right? It's okay. It's okay. I'm gonna make this okay."
And then by direct contact, she gets irradiated too.
Well, not necessarily. What I could see being, this is where I'm trying to bring up my point here, is that he would want to spend his final moments with her, right?
Yeah.
Now here's the thing. We don't know whether or not this is something that will even, potentially be like oh, you're Meruem, I touch you, that's like, I'm gonna get maybe a little sick. I spend a lot of time with you, I could potentially die. Oh, I don't have ant biology, so it doesn't even hurt me.
Yeah, there's all kinds of ways.
There's all kinds of ways they can do it. But what I could see being a really sad thing is that Meruem realizes not only am I gonna die, but when I die, she can't be anywhere near me.
Right.
So he's gonna have to go and basically abandon her. He's gonna have to say goodbye. And how will he say goodbye? Like, how will he do that?
Well, I mean, how can he?
But my thing is that when people are in their final moments, things just become so clear as to like who they are and what they want. And I want Meruem to talk. I want Meruem to have someone like Palm nearby, or even a Ikalgo, and just have them all just sit and talk.
I have an idea for something that I think would be even cooler than Ikalgo or Palm.
Okay, can I say my Poof thing though?
Yes.
Poof never really reconciled with what he really wants. He doesn't know it himself. He's going to Poof finally. This has been the moment I've been waiting for. He is already panicking, and then he's like, like this is going to be the moment where he just self-destructs and just goes nuts. And you know what I really like? I would like a moment where he realizes, in some ways, that he's responsible for his own suffering, right?
Sure.
But before that, I would love a thing where he blames the king for his own crap. He throws it all at him. And I want the king to shut him down with a word, like 2 words. Just be like, no, you, basically. just the equivalent of that. And I want to see Poof just like, just freak out. Because he's like, because that would undo him. That would undo him completely. Where the king basically is just like, no, you. And then he just, has like one of the most like dramatic, over the top poofing. And there's so many different types of poofing they could do. Yeah, there's so many different ways he could let out his frustration. I want to see it.
I want to see it. Here's the thing, though.
Okay, go.
So I got this idea. If there's the whole thing where Meruem can't go to Komugi because he will end up killing her by being so close to her, and all that stuff.
Okay.
Well, misery loves company.
Okay.
Yeah. So I had this picture of like, and I got it from like, think like Lone Survivor or something like that, where you have the people that are the band of brothers that realize they're gonna die, right? And it's as their death,
they all just hold each other.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Except in this case, it's Meruem and Poof. So because basically they end up, because it's in their final moments, they're both completely honest with each other. And Meruem, because he knows he's going to die, basically, he doesn't have anything to prove. He doesn't have to assert his authority in any way. He can't take anything away from Poof.
No.
Right?
Right.
And then basically, I just have this image of them sitting back to back as they're coughing up blood, and they're just talking to each other about like I was trying to, Poof's like, I was trying to, blah, 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 do all this stuff.
That's way too wholesome.
And then
I love it.
Like, and Meruem just being like, you didn't realize what you were doing. Like,
I love that so much.
But
I love it.
Is that more than Poof deserves? Absolutely.
It's way too wholesome.
Yeah.
That's the only thing that I love that ending. I love that idea. But it's too wholesome, Jacob.
Because see, it all depends on basically how they both react to, and that's why the whole 50% thing, right? It all depends on how they react to the knowledge that they are going to die.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
And then, of course, plot things of whether or not the king knows, like, if the king can't go to see Komugi or not because he would, put her in danger or whatever, and if he would know that and everything.
I think that if Meruem realizes he's about to die, that's the other thing. He might just be in denial. He's just like, oh, blood, whatever, and just keeps going. But like, if he thinks he's about to die, he blasts out a huge N wave, like the biggest one he ever could.
Yeah.
And that's the thing where he goes and he like burrows to the ground or something, or he just flies all the way through the elevator, crashes down into there, and goes straight to Komugi.
He might be going so fast that he actually is going at the speed of light and would just be teleporting. Like, who knows?
I mean, possibly. I really, 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 really want Meruem to just talk. Yeah. The thing is, I want him to talk having come, I would say, just a little bit past the memory blocks. Like, I almost feel like the thing that's going to be the most, like, poignant about this show is that it's going to tear our freaking hearts out.
Yep. Because it's going to be great.
Because it's going to be good. But the thing is, I'm not going to shed really any tears for Poof. And I think that's why I can't imagine anything wholesome remotely for him.
Yeah.
But I can't even imagine anything really remotely wholesome for Meruem. The thing is, though, is I feel like okay, when I did my ending predictions for this arc, a lot of them involved Meruem and Komugi alone at the end.
Right.
And a lot of them involved Meruem dying. Like I would say almost like 80% of them.
Because how can he survive?
Yeah, how can he survive and have the world continue? Thank you. Yeah, we're in sync. Yeah. But there were some of them where they ended up basically spending a quiet, like, few moments together, and then they died. Okay. And that was my, like, they get nuked theory. And I wanted, like, a quiet moment of them playing gungi, or just kind of talking to each other. or whatever.
Yeah.
But I really want something where, regardless of what they do, I want Komugi to live a little bit longer than the king. I feel like that's the thing that's going to tear my heart out, and I kind of want it. As the sadistic bastard that I am, I really want Komugi to watch Meruem die. And I'm a cruel bastard for wanting that, but I feel like one of the beautiful things about this is I don't want them to be alone. I want people to see this.
Right.
Because what it's going to mean
what
for
we learn
the world.
Children. Yeah.
Yes, exactly. Is that this is the love that a human being has for another. The person, the individual on the other end doesn't matter.
Love is the seventh nen type.
I'm serious. Like, I really want this to be basically ending on a wholesome but gut-wrenching, sad ending. I want that mixture somehow.
Okay, so here's the way that it could be. Brutal. Brutal. So Meruem realizes he's gonna die.
Yeah.
He goes to Komugi. Maybe there's a good conversation or face beating in with Poof before the hand. Who knows, right? He goes to Komugi. They're talking. It's great. Meruem's coughing up blood and all that stuff. And eventually he's getting weaker. He's about to die. And then right as he's about to die, he notices blood coming out of Komugi's nose. And he's just like, no. And then, Komugi basically notices and then says something of like, it was worth it or something like that. I don't know. But, and then...
All I can just say is that, like, I'm intentionally right now, like super hardening my heart. Like thinking about this in the past has been something that I feel like it's my weakness for HunterxHunter's, like...
Gotcha.
HunterxHunter's current set of storylines
because
right
you
now.
Spend so much time with the characters that then...
Well, Komugi was my favorite character up until Meruem started getting insane amounts of development.
Right, and it was sort of one of those things of where they were both sort of your favorite character because it's happening alongside each other.
Yeah, to clarify, my favorite of the new characters they introduced in this whole Chimera Ant craziness.
Yeah.
I really loved Colt like you did, but not as much as you did.
Well, and he got moved out of the story, so...
Yes, so Komugi was just... Oh, I love Komugi. And I really don't want her to die. In some ways, I want someone to witness their love. And I don't want it to be really sappy. I want it to be just sad. And the wholesomeness of it being that the loss, like the idea of loss being so wholesome. You know how you realize, how great something is to you once it goes. You
only know you love her when you let it go.
Yeah, and I feel like this is something where I want Meruem's arc to be whatever he decides in his final encounter with Komugi. And I want Komugi's arc to not be fully completed, right when Meruem dies. I want at least an episode prior, post.
Okay. Well, and they can definitely do that with her, with her dying or not dying, because this is HunterxHunter. When a character is done in the story, that does not mean they have to be removed from the story. They just exit stage left. Yeah.
Yeah, but Palm, really, really loving how her confidence in her declarations and her just kind of being aware. It's something that I think it's something that I kind of excuse the over the top, exposition. 1 + 1 = 2. Yeah. I was like, okay, that's cute. And Ikalgo literally being gone with the gone face of the I don't get it.
Right. Yeah.
I understand why they wanted to do it. I feel like, though, it's something that's worth having because Palm is so newly introduced to this whole conflict, and yet she really is aware of most everything.
Yeah.
And there's this whole other world of conflicts going on in her perception that no one else but the audience actually gets. And she can relay that confidently to someone like Ikalgo, and Ikalgo's like, we have to have a plan. We have to make things go a certain way. And she's like, buddy, little squishy. Like, don't worry.
Just
don't worry.
Just relax.
It's all gonna be okay. Yeah. And he's gonna be like, "Oh, how can you say that?" Yeah.
And I am so
how
glad,
can you
though,
say that? Yeah.
I am so glad though that Palm got reskinned, both figuratively and literally. I mean, but point is that like that I like Palm so much more now than at the beginning.
Yes, they did need to introduce her early to the story and not just have her be someone that, becomes a chimera and hybrid person.
But even like with her infiltration, she seemed like she adopted. I mean, she was going undercover, but it still seemed like the original Palm was not the kind of person that would even be able to go undercover.
Right.
So I'm glad that they made that change, because that made the conflict surrounding her character way more interesting.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah. It is kind of like her character got a reboot,
Yeah.
Because she got reborn, literally.
And
so,
hey, like the chimera ants are. Like, I don't know how long it was taking to come out in the manga, but it could just be something where, it's like, oh yeah, I'll make this character. You know what? It's good, but now that I think about it, now that I've had some time, I don't really want it to be like this. I'll change her up a bit.
Well, isn't it called Hiatus Sex Hiatus? That's the show, so or the manga. So, yeah, who knows? I mean, I give Tagashi the benefit of the doubt. He does discovery-based storytelling, so maybe in some ways he's like, oh, I'm going to discover Palm in the new form of Palm. But who cares?
Yep. But Welfin. The fact that they had Youpi die off screen, that's what blows my mind. Not by missiles, but just the fact that they, because, okay, Youpi,
regardless of how he died.
Youpi was small and weak and all that stuff, and regardless of how he died, the fact that he died off screen, it's like, wow. And Welfin's still out there, so is Welfin going to try and still deliver the message to the king, or what?
I think he's going to go see Gyro.
Yeah, but I mean, he doesn't even know who Gyro is, so like.
But that's going to be his quest. It's going to be his thing. This is his reason for living.
Yeah.
And also, in some ways, I like the idea of the chimera ants that survive this.
Right.
The idea that Colt and the chimera ant queen's kid.
It won't necessarily just get gassed. Yeah.
Yeah. Exactly. There are chimera ants that will go out into the world and they'll essentially, carry their own stories and essentially add to the beauty and complexity of the Hunter world. Yep. But yeah, the stuff with Welfin talking with Ikalgo was really good.
Oh yeah, that was great.
The thing that's really tough to do in Hunter, and I would say for the most part they do it pretty well. I would say in some ways you kind of have to call it getting away with it, because it's very, very rare that a story does this, where you bring up a plot kind of point that was introduced forever ago.
Yep. Almost like forgotten about, and it's like, were they really going to actually go anywhere with it?
But regardless of the intent behind it, the fact that they do that, it really helps make the story feel like a grand epic, and every character matters. And Welfin, who had probably one of the most gut-wrenchingly painful episodes with the Ikalgo interrogation stare down bit. That was just for characters that are side characters, right? And then there's Welfin, who's like a tertiary side character, getting this huge upgrade.
Oh yeah,
it's incredible that they can do that, because they set in enough plot variables that albeit from forever ago, they add. It's basically like you were saying how.
What's Chekhov's gun principle, or
kind of like that, yes. But the idea of having. Oh, that was something we were discussing in something else. But no, the idea of having things in your repertoire that you can kind of pull out.
Yes.
To
use later.
To give characterization, context, and all this other stuff when you need it.
Right.
And you can design the story in a way to where it locks you out of doing that. You're like, I can't use that because of the ways I wrote things in a specific way that it can't be used for this.
And that's why a lot of people do outline rather than discovery based. But yeah.
Yes, because you end up
writing yourself into a corner.
Yeah.
Very, very easily.
Very easily.
And especially for a long running story like this, it can get even worse because
Yeah. And the fact that probably the only time they even came close to writing themselves into a corner in HunterxHunter was potentially Nav just being
just existing.
Just existing,
Yeah.
I think that's not even something that like I would even count as something even close to that. So I'm impressed. I'm impressed at how this is something that none of us were looking forward to or even expecting. But because of Ikalgo getting his memories back, because of him having this huge change of heart, because of his friendship with the human in Killua. I love what they did with Ikalgo, and the fact that Ikalgo keeps bumping into these other characters who kind of need the same thing that he got.
Sure. It shows that ripple effect. The idea that even while Gon might not be in a great place, those simple things that he did way back when, they're not so simple. It's those no big deal things that matter the most. And and I'm imagining Togashi as a writer being like, all right, I have a bunch of linear stories. They're all tied to characters. Every character is a linear story. And I discover them. And then it's like, oh my god, but then all these other characters are going. So he's got 27 linear storylines going on at once. And he's just like, oh. And some of those we might wish that he didn't. Like, for instance, Welfin. As good as the stuff that happened with Ikalgo and him and all that goodness that we've gotten recently.
Right.
When he was brought in, it's like, okay, why does this guy exist? But
when he was brought in. He could have timed it better. I think that's really the only thing that Togashi really struggles with is timing.
And that's probably because of Discovery.
That's probably just a Discovery-based thing.
Because he'll do something, and then it's like, okay, cool, that's great. Does it fit with the overarching narrative perfectly? No, but you make it work because you're doing it as an exploration. This is a world. Yeah.
I think that this is something that, I'm wanting to take mental notes here, because this isn't what I would say like one of the greater episodes of Hunter x Hunter or anything. No. But you see how he's tying up the equivalent of a Discovery-based storyline's loose ends. And he's basically saying, all right, we're coming up in the end here. Let's tie some little bows. And I'm like, I see what you're doing here. You're ending some storylines. Now, that's very subtle of you, but well, I'm joking. I'm being sarcastic. Okay. Like, very clever. Okay, so who's next? And the immediate one I think of is Poof, basically, because his look, his eyes were so just
he's gone.
And then when he saw this, he's just like
gone. Yeah.
Did you just make a Jungle Book reference?
Yes, I did.
Mowgli, look out! Meruem, look out!
But I really want to see them milk this, because with how long this arc is, with how big it is, I like all this stuff, this whole idea of the radiation that was brought up this episode, and then it was established that it's going to kill them this episode.
So that's very quick.
That's very quick for something this big.
I do think, though, that... Okay, go ahead.
Well, just for something this big, it's... Again, this is one of the things of it being a Discovery-based story and all that, but it seems like this could potentially be something where Togashi... kind of tacked on, where Togashi's like, okay, I've got all this stuff, I need to end it. Oh, crap, and I made all that previous stuff so good, I forgot to put in all those little bits to, like, make this feel like not like it came out of nowhere, because it makes sense that it is something that exists in the world, but
but there's a couple things about the plan that if it was something where the bomb was just like, it's a guaranteed kill,
right?
There's a couple things about the plan that might have changed. I'm not sure, but I think this is actually where, as we coming up on the end here, we're realizing that the arc as a whole would benefit from a lot of, not detailed, but I would say skimmed rewatch, because there's a lot of things and a lot of specific moments where you wonder, wait a minute, maybe not the whole story, but these moments tied with these moments, tied with these moments, tied with the overall themes and narrative.
Right.
Whoa, wait a minute.
And maybe that would offer new perspective to go back and like actually do detailed rewatch of the Chimera Ant arc when you know
maybe
all the things that happen eventually.
Yeah,
I mean, rewatching highlights, of course.
Yeah, I'll definitely rewatch highlights, but I feel like if I ever wanted to do analysis on Hunter x Hunter, I wouldn't start with detailed analysis. I would go through and do a highlights rewatch with a lot of, I would say, understanding and making sure that I interpret properly those big moments, so then I can
because a lot of the stuff
have them umbrella out to cover the smaller moments.
Right, because like the stuff with the Queen earlier on, was it good? Did it set up the conflict in the world and the nature of the Chimerans and all that stuff? Mm-hmm. Awesome. Does it pertain at all to the characters of Meruem or the Royal Guard now? Not really.
Like, yeah, that's a good question. Like, I would say I don't know.
Like there might be some things, you know, and all that, but like the relevance that it has, like in my mind, there's Chimera Ant Arc A and Chimera Ant Arc B. You know, Chimera Ant Arc A is when there's like pre-king, you know, and all that.
Finding Kite at the bottom of that tree after Greed Island.
Right, yeah, basically from there to the king being born.
It is kind of interesting, though. I feel like you could watch just the Chimera Ant arc, though.
Probably.
Like, that's probably the thing that might... No.
Yes, but...
There's an easy way to contradict this, of course. But my point is that you look at how much actual story is done and how much of a sweeping epic it's been so far. Yeah, most shows don't go this grand.
And if you think about it, even the
like
stuff
entire series, you know?
Right. And even like, because the big thing that, you know, comes to mind is like, well, but Gon and Gilwa, right? Like, and but
what
even
about
then,
them?
Well, yeah, because even then because this arc is so long, they show full gamut of their emotions across the course of it.
Oh yeah.
There's all the stuff that led up to the Command arc and all that stuff, so that you know that this is the kind of thing they're going to deal with and all that.
Right.
But you could get introduced to their characters probably pretty easily. With Killua, you might not have the same level of attachment because you haven't seen him change as much, but you would definitely see the full change with Gon and how it affects Killua.
Yeah, I feel like there's
probably be enough.
You're really right. It's really just those two characters that you'd be missing out on, and then in a lot of ways you don't really have to have all the Nen stuff. Mm-hmm. But I think that's what I'm saying this as a positive. You don't need to. I'm saying that this is how good the story is, in that you could take it, pull it out of Hunter x Hunter, and it would still be amazing. It's infinitely better in the context of all this other stuff.
Yeah.
But this is what I'd say is the brilliance of this arc comparatively to all the other arcs in Hunter x Hunter. Even York New, there's a lot of build-up with specific things in there for the overarching narrative of York New.
I would say Greed Island, like before the arc starts.
Yeah, I would say Greed Island is actually probably the most self-contained in the best way of all of them.
Well, and that's also probably why we have it. Like that's probably the whole thing of its strength and its weakness. You know, like the issues that we do have with it is probably because it's so self-contained.
Oh, I don't know. I actually really like Greed Island comparatively to. Yeah, well, we're talking about arcs. This isn't relevant to the episode and stuff. But guys, thank you so much for watching the reaction to the discussion. If you want to see the next 2 episodes discussion right now, go check out reaction and discussion. Go check out the links in the description below for our Patreon. You can get on early access there. Any level of support gets you access to our Discord, where you can chat with us about stories or how we goof up and behind the scenes stuff like that, or whatever. And if any of that interests you, we'll see you there. But until then, we're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we'll see you all next time.